Today, let's talk about restoring joy in agency life. So yesterday I was talking about the stress of running an agency, and I was really surprised by the amount of people that fed back. I got a lot of private emails, Facebook messages, and also quite a few people reached out in the group and in my Facebook feed, just explaining that they too have often struggled with stress, and also sharing some of the ways that they've managed to cope with it. So I figured I should probably carry on and unpack this subject a little bit more. So if you didn't watch yesterday's video, I talked about one of the tools that I use to deal with the stress of running an agency. So go ahead and check that video out. Now today I do want to talk about the joy of running an agency. And if we just think back to when we first started, we'll have decided what sort of agency that we wanted to run. We'll have had this vision, this picture in our minds, but then over the course of maybe 2 or 3 years, your agency can sometimes not look like you imagined, and that can make you feel down. That can really rob you of the joy. And some of the things could simply be you're working with clients that you don't get on with. You might be working on projects that just don't fire you up, they don't inspire you. You might not be being paid enough by clients, so you're having to do as much work as you can possibly do just to get the money in. You might not be working on the sorts of designs that just drive you crazy with excitement, and instead you're just working on pummeling artwork after artwork, or dealing with huge magazines, etc., that again don't fire you up because there's no creativity in it. And again, it's all around this kind of losing focus or getting stuff in to keep the business going. And it's difficult. It feels like that's a trap you can't get out of. And sometimes you don't know where the end is. Sometimes agencies close because everybody in the team have lost their joy, they've lost their passion. As an agency owner, you may feel that now you just own your job, that you're chained to that desk 9 till 5, and probably even on into the evenings on projects that are overdue or projects that are due for a specific date. So how can you get that joy back? And one of the journeys that I've been on over the last few years is to really get myself out of that, because a few years ago, I'd lost the joy and the passion of running an agency. I was stressed out. All of those things I've described are things that I've actually experienced. Again, working on projects that didn't fire me up, working on things that weren't even really in our expertise, but it was just to get the money in. It was frustrating. I felt robbed of any joy. I would dread getting up in the morning. I would dread coming in and doing the work. And the work, although it was always good and it was always fit for purpose, I never felt that satisfaction of doing that work. So over the last few years, I've really focused on trying to restore the joy of my agency, to do the things that I want to do. So I set out a plan, and that's the first step to being able to kind of change direction. You need to set a plan, and the first plan I had was, first of all, I knew I had a problem. Second of all, I knew I wanted to do a particular type of work. For me, that is building WordPress themes and offering consultancy. They're the two things that really fire me up. So I was like, right, these are my 2 core products that we're going to go after. And then I also needed to choose my industry. So I chose my niche, which is design agencies, because I've got a great history over the years of helping print agencies grow a digital department, or be able to deliver a website. So they've gone from print to web. And that is something, again, that really fires me up. And for 4 years now, although it's still been stressful, although sometimes I still have ended up working on projects I've not enjoyed, I've sometimes dreaded answering the phone, the difference is I still have that joy of running my agency, because I'm doing the things I love the most. I'm building websites. I am offering consultancy. I'm solving problems. I'm getting so excited when we get projects in, because these are things that play to my strengths. I'm no longer doing stuff for the sake of getting the money in. I'm actually getting larger amounts of money in for very specific niche work. And I can then really, really enjoy that. So that's where I am today. But for the last 4 years, it's been an ongoing struggle. It's been a long journey to get there. But the first thing I did was to have a plan. And having a plan helped so much. It started to lift the weight off my shoulders. Although I was still where I was, just having a piece of paper didn't make that much difference in theory, because I was still having to do everything. But having a plan on paper meant I have a direction that I can go in, and although it is difficult now and I'm going to hang in there, I know where I'm going, and I can start to make decisions based on that plan, based on that direction. So I just encourage you, if you've lost your joy, then create the agency that you want to create. Make a plan today, draw a picture, whatever it needs to be, of the agency that you want, because that is the direction that you are going in. And that is going to help you with the decisions that you need to make to get out of the deep, depressive, joy-robbed projects and start working on the things that fire you up to build that agency that you originally dreamed of. I hope this helps. We're going to keep this conversation going. Please feel free to put some comments below about your experiences and your stories. If you'd rather keep them private, we've got a Facebook group which is set to private. There are 900 people in there, but hopefully your clients won't see. But come in and have a conversation, or please feel free to just have a chat with me directly, because this is an important conversation. It's not something that people talk about enough. Let's be honest with each other, and let's try and help each other out in agency life. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, please don't give us a thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, don't forget we have a podcast. That's at wpinnovator.com/podcast. Everything I've mentioned is down below in the notes, links, etc. You are awesome. We're still in Vader, so we will see you tomorrow.